If you are one of the millions of people who are unexpectedly working from home right now, you may be noticing the effects of having a less than ideal workstation. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 really easy tips that you can do to your workstation that will help reduce the strain on your neck and your shoulders and your upper body. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the principal therapist and founder at Leighton Sports Massage, a multi-award-winning massage therapy clinic in London. And we also do online sessions now as well. In this channel, I share easy tips and information about your body so that you can take better care of yourself and live as pain-free as possible. So, with the disease that shall not be named, a lot of us are working from home and we probably didn't have a ton of time to prepare. So if you are like a lot of my clients, you're finding that having like a chair that doesn't move up and down or working from a laptop all the time is not the best way to do things. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 really easy things that you can do that are going to make a big difference on how your neck and shoulders are feeling. And I'm assuming that you don't have an adjustable desk. I'm assuming that you don't have an adjustable chair. I'm assuming that maybe you don't have a monitor that's detached from your keyboard. So these are just really basic things you can do if you're like working at a dining table and a dining chair. If there is more stuff that you can do, I do have a downloadable posture checklist that you can download at the bottom in the description. That's going to walk you through everything about your posture and will give you some tips related to if you've got a more flexible desk setup. So in an ideal world, you would have the posture muscles and endurance that you could sit on a stool with no back at a very basic table and not have any problems because all of the muscles in your body would be working the way that they should. Now, obviously, we don't live in a perfect world, and most of us have been sitting in poor posture for years, so the idea of being able to sit on a stool is a bit ridiculous. So that said, what can you do now with your workstation setup? So the first thing, tip number 1, is to be closer to your keyboard. Now, one of the things that a lot of people do is they sit further away from their keyboard than they should. Ideally, when you are sitting and typing, your upper arms should be in alignment with your torso, like in the middle. So if you imagine that your rib cage is kind of like an oval, you would want your arm to be at the tip of either oval. But because we have our keyboards further away from us, our upper arms are often forward of our body. And this creates tension in the front of our shoulders. It creates shortness across our chest. It pushes our head forward, which creates problems on the top of our shoulders. And because our shoulders are pulled around, we can get tension in our upper back and our rotator cuff on our shoulder blades. So just the simple act of having your keyboard closer to you means that you can keep your arms by your side, you can keep your head over your shoulders, and you can keep your wrist and your forearm flat, depending on your desk height. But the easiest way to have your keyboard closer to you is you either just sit closer to the table, so you can just scoot your chair up, or you can pull your keyboard to the edge of the table if you can't sit any closer. Now, this is one of those situations where a little bit is better than nothing. If it's absolutely impossible for you to have your keyboard close enough for your arms to be by your side, as close as you can get it is better than further away. So it will make a difference, even if you can only move it an inch closer. Now, if you can, I'd love it if you pause this video and make that adjustment now so you can see how it feels and let me know in the comments. Number 2, monitor height. Now, if you're working with a detachable monitor from your laptop or your keyboard, then you want to have the height so that the monitor is about the top half is in your eye line. So you're looking straight or slightly down at it. Now, obviously, a lot of people are working from home with their laptops. Now, what some people do is they lift their laptop up so the screen is even, but then they're typing like this, which isn't good for the wrist, in my opinion. So what I recommend that clients do, and what I do when I'm working on my laptop, is tilt your laptop back. And you'll notice that at a certain tilt, you have to sit up straighter to look down at the screen. Because you know how like if you tilt your laptop forward, it goes dark. You have to kind of like move with it. Well, the same thing will happen. So I think it goes light the other way. If you push your laptop back, then when you're looking at it, if you slouch too much, then it will go kind of blurry. So if you tilt it back and you can sit up and look at it straight, that's going to encourage you to sit up, and it's going to have a similar effect to raising your monitor without actually having to raise your monitor. Play with it a little bit. Let me know how it goes. Number 3, use the zoom function on your screen to make text bigger or smaller. So a lot of people can start with really good posture, but then they end up tilting forward to peer at their screen because the text gets small, right? Depending on what website you go or what you're working on, you'll have bigger or smaller text. Now, unfortunately, we humans have a tendency to adjust ourselves around our equipment instead of adjusting our equipment to ourselves. So if you can get in the habit of making the text on your screen bigger or smaller, then it will reduce the chances that you're leaning forward to peer at smaller text. Now, this might be a hard one to remember, so if you're worried that you'll forget, stick a Post-it note or an index card or something up where you'll see it, and do it right now. The easiest way I find to do it, and I think this is true for a Mac as well, but it's for a PC definitely, if you push Control and then you scroll up and down on your mouse, and that just automatically makes it bigger or smaller. Yes, I have a purple mouse. See, I love purple. So that's the third tip. That will make it easier for you to keep your head over your shoulders, because instead of you moving to make the text bigger to get closer to the text, you're making the text bigger on your screen. Now, as you can see, these are super easy adjustments. Like, I don't know how you could not make them. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions, and if you're one of them, leave me a comment and we'll troubleshoot and see what else we can do. But this will make it so much easier for you to sit up in good posture. Now, if you'd like more information about how to set your body up properly so that you're putting your body in the right position, I have a free checklist. You can print it out and hang it up next to your desk. It comes with a 7-minute video that explains kind of how you should be sitting so you know how to position yourself. And it gives you some really simple tips on what you can do to get started. Now, do you know anyone who's working in a less than ideal work from home situation? I would love it if you could share this video with them so that they could make these 3 simple changes and hopefully take some pressure off their neck and shoulders while they're working. So I've also included a link here of a video about 3 easy tips for dealing with stress. It was actually created to help us with the stress that we were experiencing from Brexit. Remember when Brexit was the most stressful thing that we had to deal with? But the tips still hold for any type of stress. So I've linked that up for you. And next week, I'm going to be sharing a video about what a body scan is and why you should start doing one daily, especially right now. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel or not have the notification set up, please do subscribe so that you will be notified of that video. And of course, if you like it so more people can see it, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you and your family are safe and healthy, and I'm sending you good vibes through the internet. And if there's anything else we can do, if there's anything you're struggling with right now with coronavirus and you want to leave a comment so I can do a video on it, I would love that. Have a fantastic day. Bye.